We're live. Hey, what's going on, peeps? What's going on, Boxing Talk Up North? It's your boy Ryan Frazer from Toronto, Canada. I got Patricia Duong with me. I hope I said that right.
You did, actually. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So that's that little Toronto culture there. We got
Mm,
everybody up here.
Okay. Diversity. It's
Yep,
giving unity.
absolutely. So we got James Toney coming through, lights out. Obviously, one of the best middleweights to ever grace the gloves. Marvin Hagler is probably the only guy I put ahead of him, and I'm gonna see what he says about that if he gets at me. But what do you think about James?
I mean, his name is Lights Out for a reason.
Yeah,
Stand
absolutely.
up career. That one MMA debut was
All
interesting.
right. Where was that? Like I don't even I remember hearing of it. I just don't remember of it.
I remember I watched a recent clip of that, watched a clip of that recently, and I forgot where it was. I think, was it in Vegas? No.
Quite possibly. I mean, it's James Toney, right?
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. But definitely a guy who's well respected in the sport. I think a lot of
Absolutely.
people I don't know why a lot of people forget about James, man. I feel like he's not talked about enough in the mainstream media, at least. But he's definitely one of those guys. He's like the last big guy, in my opinion, that was very slick, like a defensive slick fighter for his size. Even up at 200 pounds and up, he was still very slick, which is crazy to me.
People called him a defensive fighter, but he was dominant. He was powerful. I feel like he was just an all-around athlete, not just so one-sided. I mean, his name
Absolutely,
lights out, so
yeah, which is
that's some-
interesting because James Toney he moved up so many divisions when it was all said and done. But a lot of guys these days are not daring to be great in that way. So he's also cut from a whole different cloth. A lot of
Mhm.
these guys, I used to call Roberto Duran that like he's just I used to say he's gangster for doing that. Like when he went up and fought Sugar Ray Leonard, like I thought that was like one of the best things that he ever did for his career. And then when Duran fought Hagler and went all 12 with him, even though he lost, I was shocked. I was like, yo, Marvin Hagler's gonna destroy this guy. But he went on 12 rounds. And I feel like James Toney was that guy. He was just so defensively sound that it didn't matter who he was in there with. It was a tough fight. So big James Toney, man, lights out. What'd you feel about this weekend's fights with Tank Davis, David Benavidez,
Ooh.
Matias upset? It
Oh
was a
man,
wild
it
weekend.
was a weekend. I think I had a bet where it was going to be a 10th round knockout
Oh, really? For Tank?
for Tank.
Okay.
I like Frank Martin. I like, a lot of people hate on him. I think he's a stand-up guy. He's a talented fighter. Obviously, we knew Tank dominated in most aspects, but yeah, I was giving Frank, 10 more, like two more rounds in 10th
Hmm.
round. I was saying the end of the 10th, but I was proven wrong. Maybe I should have listened to um Inside Boxing, Dan Canobio saying that he saw this guy at the store eating a SpongeBob ice cream pop or whatever and
Oh,
said
I
he was
think I
gonna
saw
knock
that.
him out in the 8th round.
Yeah, I
I
think I
should
saw
have
something
put
like
money
that.
on that. You know how much money people made off that bet? Wow. But that fight was insane. Benavidez, no words.
Some people didn't like the Benavidez fight. I mean, I thought he looked great.
I didn't.
No? Okay.
I personally didn't, because when I think of Benavidez, I think of quick, dominant, powerful. I feel like once he stepped into the ring, you can tell that he was a little bit out of his comfort zone.
Mhm.
The guy was probably one of the tallest fighters he's ever fought. He was kind of trying to
Yeah.
get comfortable. I feel like he's not used to that. And I feel like he had to switch his fighting style. He didn't look confident in the ring, in my opinion.
Hmm.
and I wasn't happy with his performance because it didn't look like a Benavidez performance.
Yeah, I get all that, and that's what I was worried about with him. Was like, is the speed gonna carry, and is the punch output? I think that was the biggest thing I was telling people. I don't think he's gonna punch as
Mhm.
much, and I kind of expected him to look like that actually because I don't think he stopped. Like he's never been a one punch knockout guy, so he's not stopping people. Like he couldn't stop Caleb Plant, and that's something that Canelo did. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, he's gonna be a guy who's gonna win a lot of fights with just winning rounds, and I think he's kind of accustomed to that now. But he said he was injured. I don't know how much I put stock in that because I think every fighter's hurt when they get in the ring. So
Mhm.
yeah, man, I guess Benavidez is 75 now.
I I was really hoping he didn't say, like, anything involving an injury in the post-fight interview just because I was like, "Okay, people usually use that as a cop out when they're not happy for his performance or
Right.
whatever."
Yeah.
And, like, not saying that he wasn't injured or he wasn't going through anything, but, fight camp is intense.
Mhm.
And again, like you said, a lot of fighters get injured or like they are injured before they get into that ring. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
feel like I would have been more proud of his performance if he was like, you know what? It wasn't my best. I have stuff to work on. It's not on anything else besides me.
Yeah.
And then went on with it. I don't like it's not saying it's an excuse, but like I don't like hearing that
No, no,
after.
absolutely no. And, like, that was my whole thing with him was, like, I felt like like you, the same thing. He shoulda probably just kept that under wraps and
Mhm.
just say, "I'm gonna be better at the next fight." Yeah, I just gave the usual speech. It's my first fight here, I had to feel it out. And, he's a very good fighter, though, former champion at that weight. And, he was on that Ukrainian team with Lomachenko and Usyk, so, I mean, this
Mhm.
guy is very experienced. So, like, I
Mhm.
didn't feel like he was a lot of people were saying he was a scrub, and I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy." Like, I mean, he only got stopped by Arthur Beterbiev, and he's got 100% KO ratio, so, I mean, nobody's beating Beterbiev. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that was surprising. So, what about the Liam Paro, the big upset there in Puerto Rico against Sabril Matias?
I actually didn't get to watch that fight. I was
Mhm.
busy. I just seen clips of it. What did you
Uh
think of it?
Well, honestly, that was the one I was watching because, like, I felt like Tank was gonna win. I felt like Benavidez was gonna win. So I really wasn't. I was going back and forth, but I wasn't paying attention
Yeah.
as much because
Multi screens.
I wanted to see how Stabro was gonna handle the moment because he's never really been a guy who's had a main event one, and then I can't remember the last time he's fought in Puerto Rico. So I
Mhm.
wanted to see how he was gonna look because I thought he was gonna make a statement to, Devin Haney and Tio and to the rest of those guys that he keeps calling chickens and keeps saying that they're scared of him. But I just don't believe it, man. I'm I don't believe it at all. Oh shoot, he said he can't sign in. What's going on, James? I'm gonna try to send it to him again. But yeah, I just
Oh, it's because when you sign in, you have to connect, like, an account, like a YouTube account or something.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Hold on.
So you might need to change the
Message fake
settings on
call.
that.
Oh shoot, James Tony, what's going on, man? Oh man, let me see if I can send you the link again. Oh no, yeah, he set it all up. All right, you know what? I'll let the people just hear you, my guy. They ain't gotta see you. But yeah, thanks for coming on, James. I really appreciate you, man. Yeah, yeah. You the last fighter I know, man, that got 90 plus fights, man. How the fuck did you do that? Yeah. There was like a lot of fights that I was looking at, especially your first couple years in the game. You had like 15 fights. Damn, man. 15 times in the 90s. Man, that's what's up. Like, I look at today's boxers, they don't fight even like 3 times a year. Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But like I said, you cut from a different cloth. I feel like you like Roberto Duran. Like you from that mental. For real? What you sparring that big guys like that? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Roberto Duran's one of my favorite fighters, man. He's just yeah, man. I mean, the only middleweight that I think can hang with you was Hagler. The only middleweight I think can hang with you was Marvin Hagler. Yeah, man, because you would have had fun with it. I believe it, man. I believe it. Yep. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, what do you think about David Benavidez moving up to 75? Like, is that a good look for him? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh shoot. Yeah. You got the 157? Oh my gosh. Wow, man. Well, I do think 160 was like your best weight. Like where I think you were like the dominant was 160. What do you think? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, James. I'm trying to get the people to hear you. That's why doing that with the camera. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like you and Holyfield was like when I saw that matchup, I'm like Holyfield, like James is all wrong for Holyfield. Holyfield gonna get hurt here. Yep, yep, absolutely. So James, what do you think needs to change in boxing today for it to get back to that stage where you guys were like on all the time, man? Yo, but yeah, yeah, you're right, man. The casual fans are kind of not demanding the fights that we need. They just letting these guys get all this money to give us the scrap fights, man. Yeah, do you think Turkey Al Sheik is gonna change that? That Saudi guy? Yeah, yeah, because these guys complain about money, and he said he got all the money for them. Yeah, man. So how was the Las Vegas vibe, man? It's been a while since we had a fight down there. How did you enjoy yourself? Yeah, man, absolutely. So James, you are a part of probably the best Hall of Fame class in the world, man. Like Roy Jones, Miguel Cotto, and you. Like I don't know another class better. But Roy Jones and yourself, do you think like Roy is probably the best athletic fighter ever that you faced?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's fast here, but after that, Roy's a great fighter. A great fighter. I can't take nothing away from him. He beat me. He beat me. He fought me at the right time. He knew how
Mm-hmm.
to jump in the weight, and it is what it is. You know, if I could turn back time, I would train harder for the fight. That's
Yeah.
that bullshit.
Yeah, that was your last fight at 60, I believe. Or
68.
68, sorry, 68. Yeah. Yeah, man. That was, I mean, that era, like, that's when I started watching boxing, and that was exciting to me because you guys were both like in your primes, both of you guys, and you guys fought at the right time, in my opinion. But like you're saying, I didn't know about the weight, man. You're saying weight was hurting you at that point.
Yeah, I've been showing her. I've been what she said for so long, and then I had trouble getting down, and then it finally caught up with me.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man.
But I said, Roy did what he had to do. He won the fight, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as you know, I've never been given a rematch.
Oh, did you ask for that rematch? Let's get that for the people.
But we were scheduled for a rematch for like 15 years.
What?
Even, even when he won the heavyweight championship.
You still wanted him?
Yeah.
Oh man, what's wrong with Roy, man? Why he avoid you?
But it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know what? But I said, hey, he went past. I went past. I did my path harder than he did because I stayed him. He went back down.
Yeah,
And then,
that's true. You went up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did go up. So you kept
and then
climbing.
yeah, and then on top of that, I'll be easier than he did.
Yeah. No, yeah, you did, Neil. You did. I'm not gonna lie there, man. You beat him before Roy got there too, didn't you?
No, I'll be afterwards.
Oh, okay. But nah, man.
I fought Holyfield first.
Yes, Holyfield first. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, like cause Roy, I think Roy, that was the only guy Roy fought at heavyweight that was, in my opinion, even pretty good. And
Hey,
then he got starched by Tarver. But like no shots to Roy. Roy is one of the best ever, man.
here go. Let me here go.
Absolutely.
He deserves his props. Great dude. You know, I said, hey, I got shit there about before, and it was the best man won that night.
Yeah. So like this is the thing that was different back then. You guys would lose and the fans would still love you. Now these guys lose and it's like the end of the world. Like I don't understand it. When do you think that happened? Like was it Floyd?
Yep.
Yeah, like, I know. Floyd was running around saying he was the money man and all this stuff.
I mean, you can say all you want to say, but you know what? He's doing his job.
Yeah.
He can't. He's doing his thing. I can't. I'm not gonna hate on him.
Nah, yeah. He did his thing. Absolutely. Like Floyd was beating dudes way bigger than him.
Yeah, yes, he was.
He was, yeah, man. We can't even disrespect it.
Do we think there are fighters today that are kind of on the same, that kind of represent boxing from the past?
My co-host has one question here for you, James.
Yeah.
She said, "Do you think any fighters in today's boxing are like can represent the guys of the past, like on that level mentally?"
No. I'm sorry. One person.
All right, who?
Terrence Crawford.
Yo, that's who I think because I feel like he's a Marvin Hagler to me at least. He
Yeah.
like Hagler.
Yes, he is a beast. I mean, Terrence fight. And he like me fight going backwards and forward. No matter. He gonna get you.
Yeah,
And yes, he gonna knock out Canelo.
yeah.
Yes,
Yo, you think he's gonna win all the belts at 54? Because I think that's where he's at now.
he at 54 right now, but that won't be no problem for him because this the Jimmy Miller division is kind of kind of soft.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the Crawford fight and Canelo, but Canelo looking like he don't want that smoke.
Canelo don't want no from nobody. He's buying the time.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's really sad because if you claim to be the best fighter in the world and all this, you gotta prove it.
Yeah.
It's best. Every time in, time out.
Yeah, and the only people we want to see him with is Benavidez and Crawford. Like,
Yep, exactly. If he win those two fights, he'd be go.
now you're right.
Till then, he will never be.
So, do you think like Crawford could eclipse Floyd? If he, yeah, that's what I tell people, but they look at me like I'm crazy.
Well, everybody always saying for people at the right time.
Yeah.
So, but you ever fight somebody like how many we fought at our prime.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We fought at our prime, right? There wasn't no excuses. Well, I want to do this, I want to do that. No, we're gonna fight. If we're gonna fight right now. Fuck all the bullshit.
Yeah, and that's why there was like a lot of trilogies in your age, because like a lot of guys fought young, and then they were able to fight again.
I'm telling you right now, there was never been another fight like the Hagler Hearns fight.
Oh no, that was pure action when it was going, man.
Because the guys they just getting traction like that. They won't try it. They won't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I might lose my contract. Oh.
Yo, no, you're right.
What do you think is missing from boxing culture today?
So my co-host wants to know, what do you think's missing from boxing culture today?
What's missing? The big fights, one championship, one champion, instead of 10 champions in each division.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's too many belts.
Too many.
Yeah. I think it confuses the casual fan, actually.
They're being greedy, you know what I'm saying? When you get greedy, you get bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man, because you guys only had like the 3-belt era.
Yeah.
And like that's what it was for the longest time.
We have actually we have the 4-belt era with WCWA, IBF, and WBO.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we had every IBO, IBA, WBF, all the champions out here. Nobody knows who the champion today is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can't even fight. You probably have to guess or look on the phone booth to see who the hell which champion was.
No, you're right, man. Yeah, that's what it's like because there's so many belts and so many guys claiming to be champions.
Yeah, exactly. But they claim to be champions and don't want to do nothing with it for a whole year and then fight again and fight once a year.
Yeah, fight. Yeah, that's the worst. And charge us fans like $80 for the pay-per-view. It's crazy.
$80 is crazy.
So when I was fighting, I want to be a fight champion, the best champion. I want to. If you feel that you're better than me, bring your ass.
Yeah. No, I don't know where that changed.
Do you think the fighters today are lacking that hunger because there's so many titles? Is it making it less difficult?
2007.
Mm-hmm.
2007, boxing completely changed.
Really? 07, that's when it changed. Do you think the fighters are just lacking that hunger because there's so many titles? Because like I hear Tank say he doesn't care about titles.
Well, Tank did what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Tank went to came up hard. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say he's there, but these young guys out there.
Yeah, they can't say that. Yeah, that's true. They ain't Tank. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's changed. It's changed a lot. So, like, James, when you're coming up, man, did you do a lot of sparring, or because you fought so much, you didn't do any sparring?
Man, come on, dog. Sparring's key. I box 6 days a week. 15 to 20 rounds, 20 rounds, 5-minute rounds.
5-minute rounds. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
You making Boots Ennis look bad now.
Where he from? 3 minutes?
Hey, he's in Philly, but I think they do 4 minutes. I think they do.
Baby, it's Boots Ennis is your fight, by the way, but that's kids work. And then on top of that, I would use 3 or 4 different spot runners come in, swap them out.
Yeah, and you just keep going the whole 12.
I'm going. No, that's what the whole 15 to 20 minutes have it all takes.
15 G's. Wow, man. That's a lot of sparring. You do that every camp, and then fought all those fights.
Yep, I box every day. I box. Like I say, I box 6 days a week. And then while I was boxing, I would 20 minutes on jump rope, 30 minutes, 20 minutes on speed bag. Trying to go on and do it all over again the next day.
Yeah.
Get in the morning, run 6 8 miles, and then when I run my miles,
right,
I go to the health club and do weight for an hour.
Jeez.
And then go to the boxing gym, and then at nighttime, I go back to the health club again and run some more and do more weight, leg weights.
You a machine, man.
I train 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I train 14 days on, 1 day off.
So you live the life of a fighter. For real. Yeah, man. I think that's important. And like you said, Crawford's probably the only guy out here that does that. Yeah, man.
If he had a Mount Rushmore of fighters in his era and this era, what would it be?
This era?
In his era and this era.
Okay, James, my co-host wants to know what would be your Mount Rushmore from your era and also from this era?
Well, my era would be me, Roy Jones. A tall guy.
Okay.
Oscar, definitely.
Sure, Oscar was the man. Yeah, he was.
Definitely.
Yeah, this era.
I'm sorry, they just honor. The only one. It wouldn't be about Rushmore. It'd be King era. That's Chance Crawford.
Yeah. So what do you think about Benavidez? Like, you think he can win against Better Beal?
I love Benavidez. I love Benavidez fight. I like watching him fight. He's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, he's young.
He's probably be the cruiserweight champion one day.
Oh, okay. You think? Yeah, I think he can move up that far too. I think even heavyweight.
Exactly, but heavyweight. See, I like me. He had to move a little different. See, I wanted some guy. I didn't care how big he was. If you had a belt, I'm knocking your ass out.
Okay.
Your ass, period.
Yeah, man. That's that different mentality. That's not really a thing on these days.
They don't have, man. Everybody wants to be an Instagram fighter.
Yeah, they too worried about the money.
Money, TV, what you got shit, how many likes you got, how many followers you got, and all.
No,
what
that's
about
true.
Cruz? What does he think about Cruz?
I'm old school.
Yeah.
Give me a rotary phone, I'll be happy.
So what about Pitbull Cruz, my co-host asked? You like him?
Very underrated. I love him.
Yeah.
He knocked him out, but he held successful. And when he did the road last couple months ago,
yeah, he beat up on Rolly. Yeah.
Rolly, he alright. But he ain't serious. He like everywhere else. He thinks this boxing is a game. You can get hurt.
Yeah, you can get knocked loose for real. Yeah. We've seen guys in the ring die before. It's not a game.
Bro.
Nah,
But,
man.
keep them play. Play around, get shot one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Get hit with a real shot, and it's a wrap.
man. So what'd you think about that Usyk and Fury fight? You like that fight?
But let me tell you something. I ain't watch it.
Nah.
You know
Oh
why?
man.
You know why?
What?
They're both good fighters.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're both good fighters. So I'll put them down on them. But music is boring.
He is. He does what he needs to do to win. That's for sure.
Hey, safety first. I think Tyson, he was in good shape. I think he underestimated it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think the second fight goes the same way, or you think Fury comes back and wins that one?
Fury was going. I think he would come back and win this one by stoppage.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Because if he was a real fighter, he would look at that first fight and look what he did wrong and correct that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He's got a good team in Sugar Hill over there. You know about him from Detroit.
Yeah. Deep out forever.
Yeah, man. A lot of you guys that came out of Michigan that did it big, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Tommy Hearns, man. You, Floyd.
All-time favorite.
Yes, sir. So how do you feel about basically Tank Davis? Do you think he is the face of boxing?
Him and Chance Crawford and Benavidez, because they're all three of the guys. They're exciting fighters, and they make the fans have joy. You know what I'm saying? Instead about coming to watch the fight.
Absolutely, man. Jeez, man. Shout out to James Toney for in the cut. Man, I got a few questions from people here. Spencer Wilcox, he wants to know, what was your toughest fight?
Spencer Wilcox, what's going on, man? How you doing? My toughest fight was against Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum.
Oh, I remember him.
All right, that was my toughest fight ever.
Yo, was he really strong? Because he had a high knockout ratio.
I ain't want that shit. To me, that's a no-brainer. You ain't knocking me out, I'm gonna knock your ass out. If you saw all three fights, I had Bill sitting there each time.
Oh man. Somebody else asked a question that you kind of answered already. What was your 4 top fighters today? But you said only Benavidez.
No. Four top fighters there. Benavidez, Chance Crawford.
Okay.
Who's Tank Davis.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, man. It's the top 3 there. Real ones. Real ones for real.
Especially what are his favorite female fighters?
I don't switch life fighters who go run on the ring, shake their ass, all that shit, man. If you do all that shit, go to the strip club.
Nah, I feel you on that, man. This ain't for that. This ain't that sport. Like, this ain't it, man.
The fans pay too much money. So you gotta run on the ring and shake your ass.
Yeah,
no
man.
kids.
It's
man,
over.
The fans want to see blood and guts.
Yeah, this the last warrior sport, man.
Yeah, for real.
So, also, what you asked there? Sorry. What was your favorite female fighter? You got any favorite females fighting right now?
Yeah.
Nah.
Not even Amanda Serrano?
See a record.
Oh, you old school for Christy Martin.
She great too. But Lucy Ryder, she was a fighter. She was in my camp.
Oh, you got.
She's 15-0, 16-0, 59 ounce as a boxer.
Okay.
As a kickboxer, she was 49-0 or 49 ounce.
Wow.
Look up.
I'm gonna look her up.
Lucille Riker. Yeah, she's from Denmark.
She from
She does.
Denmark?
Yeah.
Okay. If she trains out, where you located, sorry, James? In Las Vegas?
Right now in LA.
Yeah, so what about Amanda Serrano? You don't like her?
That's that I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
They're not trained properly.
Ah,
Punches right.
I see what you're saying.
They're bad technique, and I don't watch too much.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you make money. You do a thing. I'm having fun, but I was in that house. I was in a 10 round real cat fight.
Nah, I feel you, man. I do feel like, yeah, the women are lacking the attention and the attention to detail, like you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
What
Uh,
do you think is missing from Amanda Serrano's training?
my co-host asking, what do you think is missing from Serrano's training? She's a big fan.
How's the punch?
How she punches, like her technique.
She's not turning the punches over.
Oh, she's not sitting on them. You don't think?
Well, she ain't turning them over or nothing like that. She's pop and get out of it.
That would make sense why she doesn't get stoppages.
Look, she looks fun. I've seen her box. She can box her ass off. But you know what? People want to see knockouts.
Nah, you right. That's what the fans want to see.
Even females get started.
Mm-hmm.
By my time I seen Ali touch somebody, my girl Lucy Riker. That's all she did. Was not growing up. Ann Wolf, my homie Ann Wolf, she destroyed it.
Yo, yeah, Ann Wolf was a problem back in the day. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she was like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, James, I'm gonna let you go, my guy. I appreciate you for coming on, man. Showing me love.
I'm saying my non-knowledge of computers and technology, but I apologize. Thank you for having me on your show. God bless you and your co-host, and much love.
Oh yeah. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to Junior. Hopefully next time we can get it better though. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, James.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you, boss. It's James Toney. Sorry, y'all had to do it like that, but sometimes you gotta improvise, right? And just go with the flow. But James Toney.
Shit happens, man.
Yeah, he said he didn't know how to work it. His son, I was talking to his son to set it up. So I mean, that's in all fairness to him. But I mean, at least he still called me on Instagram and tried to do it. I mean, he could have just said, "Let's do it another time."
He was committed, and we respect the commitment.
No, absolutely, man. Shout out to James Toney. He's still in boxing. I guess he's coaching by the sounds of it, which is always a good thing. And I think it's just funny to me that he he called us the pussy era.
I mean, in a way, I wouldn't call it a pussy era. I mean, it's definitely not the same, but it's definitely the money era.
No, yeah, you guys are all businessmen, like we've heard Tyson say before.
Yeah, it's definitely just like influencers and money hungry people. But I mean, not all fighters are like that. There are still fighters that are trying to bring back how the culture that it used to be. But in this day and age, I don't, however, agree with the Amanda Serrano comment. but that's just me, because I personally think that she's changing women's boxing for the better, and she's bringing more attention to it. I mean,
nah, I think he said he likes her. I think he just said it was hard to watch. And I think I know what he means from a standpoint. I think like Matthias is hard to watch for me because I know he has no boxing technique and he's flat-footed.
That's true.
I'm like, somebody's got to knock this guy off because they really think he's the destroyer and he's not. But I never actually noticed that. Like, I never watched Amanda Serrano like turn over her shots. He's right. That kind of leads to why she has so much volume, but she hasn't really hurt anybody. And I see what he's saying.
That's valid, because she does go like the full length. Like, it's never really a stoppage or a TKO or anything.
But I think that has to do with age as well, because when you're turning over like that, you're using a lot of energy, and you're opening yourself up to be hit, to
Mhm.
return fire if you miss, especially. So I do understand where she comes from in that side of it, I guess. Yeah.
Sometimes
She
I think it's a setup though, because like back in October, it was like the first time it was like 12 3-minute rounds. Like I feel like a lot of the time she wants to prove a point where women can go the full length of the
Yes, yeah.
fight. And that's why she doesn't go for a stoppage or a TKO. Like,
Right. No, you're exactly right. And that's what I'm alluding to is like the age. Maybe she's like looking at it like
mhm.
I
I
don't
feel
need
like I
to.
feel like it's for a reason. I feel like it's not because of her training or that she can't, but
Yeah.
she doesn't want to.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the same way that I see it as well. I'm sure she could turn over the punch if she wanted to.
I mean, we'll see when she fights Katie Taylor.
Yeah, even Katie Taylor, I've never seen her hurt many people either. So now I'm
Yeah,
thinking the same thing. Or maybe she doesn't turn over her punches either. But I mean, Katie Taylor is one tough son of a gun. She's tough.
she's a tough bitch. Wait,
She,
what do we think about Clarissa Shields?
I like Croatia, but she's the same thing. She doesn't hurt anybody either. Like, and she just, I don't know. She's so over her head. I don't want her to lose, but I just want her to face some adversity. Like I don't like saying I want that fighter to lose. Like
Right.
even Matthias, I didn't even want to say that. I actually picked him to beat Pyro, but she does need to face some adversity, I think. Just a humbling, something to humble her.
Yeah, she definitely needs a little humbling. And when I look at her, she is so like she has such like trigger fingers when it comes to like social media.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she always has something to say, and when she posted, like, that fake poster of her fighting, like, Ryan Garcia, and, like, she said she was gonna take on men, and I was like, "You know what? I would pay, like, $1,000,000 to see this because I want you to prove a point, like, I believe in you, but
Oh
maybe, like,
man.
let's turn it turn it around a little bit,"
Yeah.
but
I was like, didn't somebody like drop like a video of her getting dropped by Sergey, but I think it was Baranchek, I think it was.
Mhm.
Anyway, some guy dropped her in sparring. Obviously, he didn't mean to, but that's
Yeah.
a lot. And now I'm just thinking, like, what you want to fight actual guys like that will just in
Do
eight
you
ounce
think
gloves?
at any point that would actually happen, that they would, like it
No,
obviously, it wouldn't be sanctioned,
it
but I
wouldn't even be politically correct in our age, like of
no,
where
it
we
wouldn't.
live. Like,
I think
like,
the whole sport
man,
would probably be canceled if that even dared to perspire, but I feel like it would be a funny little, like, video, like a YouTube video. Maybe they should
oh
do a little
man.
sparring session.
Uh, I just don't think it fares well for the guy because if he hits her, they're gonna be like, why would he do that? Like,
Yeah,
like,
but she's a
I
tough
know Keith
cookie. I don't
Thurman
think she
said
would even mind it. I
he
feel
makes
like
her wear headgear and stuff like that. I was like, "Does that makes sense?" Like, you know? And he's like, "I'm gonna use one hand." Like, yeah, handicap yourself, but I
right, and
it's
that
not a
also
win-win.
goes into why boxing isn't the same how it used to be,
No,
because we
absolutely.
can make jokes about it, like, it's so unserious.
Yeah. It says Shields too good of a boxer for a natural weight class. She has to move up to heavyweight just to get a challenge. That's her next fight in July. Yeah, she's fighting a Canadian, I believe. Get her name. Heavyweight. It's heavyweight, but I think they said it's like 175 is the weight. But I guess in women's boxing, they don't have all the weight classes like the men.
Mhm.
And that's hard because there's not a lot of women that box to start with.
Yeah,
So it's probably
it's a
hard to fill all
struggle.
those divisions.
Like, at my gym, I'm the only girl, so I
Oh,
never
really?
spar because
Oh,
there's
wow.
no girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that like a problem, I guess? Like
I
just
mean,
not,
like, I feel like in that situation, and I'm sure a lot of girls at different gyms, like have the same experience where they're like the only girl or two there. But
Mhm.
let me tell you, the guys will not take it easy on you. They will not. I don't get
Oh,
a full
man.
sparring session because obviously I would die. But
Yeah.
they definitely they test me for sure.
No, so then you've never done any, like, controlled sparring? Like, maybe buddies on defense the whole time and
No, I've done it once or twice with
oh,
like
okay.
guys who were like smaller than me, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, smaller in weight, yeah.
Like we
Smaller
work
in
on
height.
defense, we work on that stuff, but
Nice,
you
nice,
know, I would love to find more women at the gym so we could get like actual sparring sessions in.
yeah, no, I asked that because I know a lot of the boxing tournaments here where we're from, like, they usually have women sparring sessions because of that reason. There's not enough women in their gyms, and then when all the gyms are together, they do it when they're together, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that
I
would
guess
be
if you're
awesome.
not involved with that, it'd be tough, I guess.
That would be awesome. I need to try to search. I need that experience. I need to get on the Serrano level, the Alicia Baumgartner.
Oh yeah, Alicia, yeah. I mean, I
I want to get to the ego of Clarissa Shields.
well, in all fairness, like Clarissa has done a lot in boxing. Like she's, I think,
And
undisputed three
MMA.
classes. Yeah, and she's won a couple MMA fights. Like Olympic medalist 2 time, I believe. And yes,
Mhm.
I mean, she got a reason to be acting that way, I guess.
She
But
really does. She can do the damn thing.
yeah, I just
Speaking of
feel like
MMA,
she
Kayla
never gonna
Harrison,
be. Yeah, yep, yep, absolutely. I just feel like she won't eclipse Layla Ali though. I don't. I just think Layla was more liked. I don't even think it's a accolades thing because obviously Layla didn't do half the things Clarissa did,
mhm.
but she was just more liked. I don't know if it's because of her dad, maybe had
I think
big
it's
family.
just like the natural respect of the bloodline. But you know, she's well liked. She's very talented. She's a beautiful human being. You know, so
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yep, absolutely. And then your buddy Jake Paul, he's gonna be fighting against Mike Perry, I believe. I just read bare knuckle fighter. I
Jake
I
Paul.
don't know nothing about Mike Perry, but bare knuckle fighter just sounds crazy to me.
I don't. I need to read up on Mike Perry because I don't follow bare knuckle all too much. I've watched bare knuckle is a whole different ball game. I feel like that's just a different type of fighter right there. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see that one. But I feel like a lot of people are going to say he's fighting another like non-traditional boxer, like no one with the accolades that they feel like he needs to be fighting against, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I feel like this is going to be like another one like Andre August. He had the record, he had the accolades that they were looking for, but
Mhm.
again, first round knockout, not really a test for Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I think a
and
lot of people sleep on
he's
Jake
been
Paul.
training to fight Mike Tyson. Like his camp has been at that high intensity to fight Mike Tyson. So whoever this guy is, like he's probably I need to read up on him before I say anything on his name. But
Yeah.
you already had the preparation of the level of Mike Tyson. So I don't know how that would compete with Mike Perry.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. Like Mike Perry, I've never heard of him, but
Like
he's
right now,
bare
right
knuckle
now,
fighter.
my instinct prediction is probably I always say third round KO, but this time I'm gonna say second.
Mhm.
And I think there's gonna be a lot of heart in it, but I think it's gonna be another easy one for him.
Okay, Jake Paul, another easy one. Fans are not gonna
Another
like
easy one.
that.
He's more talented than people think he is. People keep
Yeah,
underestimating my guy.
the good old Jake. But like, I mean, they used to be wrestlers that. So I mean, wrestling is tough. it's also one of those sports where you're going against will versus will. So it's a lot like boxing in that sense. And
Mhm.
we've seen Terrence Crawford talk about how he uses wrestling in the boxing ring. Earl Spence tried to bully him and he bullied him back.
Mhm.
But yeah, James said Crawford's probably the only guy in this era that could be in his era. What do you think of his next fight? I mean, he's headlining.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he is fighting a questionable opponent, but from my experience with those Uzek, or I don't know how to say Kazakhstan, that's it. Those guys are tough as nails. Like Triple G had that reign for a long time, and just a lot of guys from that country, they just know how to fight. Seems like
I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to heart.
no, absolutely,
How
yeah,
much heart does he have?
yeah. Because Crawford's not the type of dude to be running away from anybody. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's
And
gonna
every
come
time,
straight forward.
me personally, I need, like, maybe I just need to stop being biased, but every time I hear Crawford, I'm be like, yeah, Crawford. Like, do I even need to say anymore?
Yeah, nah, the guy's special. Obviously, you know, I kind of found it funny. You see that video of him and Spence talking to each other. He said everything that was going to happen. He's like, "Yeah, when I stop you, all your fans gonna say you were drained." And it's like that's literally the first thing they ran to. Oh, you waited for him too long. And it's like,
Mhm.
what, man? Like Crawford knew back then, 5 years ago, what he was gonna do to this guy. Like,
If you're gonna bet on anyone, bet on yourself.
no, absolutely, yeah. My boy Fred Van Fleet made that up in Toronto.
Mhm.
Bet on yourself.
Manifestation into reality.
No,
Just
obviously.
how Hank did this past weekend when he was eating that ice cream in the corner store.
No, I can't even lie. I probably have to put some money on it too because it's like, Tank
Because
is
next
knocking
time that
everybody
man
out.
says anything like that in a random, like, send me the clip. I'm putting like $2,000 down right there and then.
I think all the bookies will want that clip so they can just drop that number there.
Right. Or like leaked. This is your
Yeah,
bet tonight.
absolutely. And that card's loaded though. That Crawford card. I mean, you got Isaac Cruz and Ryo. That's a fight I'm looking forward to because the
I'm
way
a big
Ryo put out
Cruise
Chris
fan.
Colbert, that's a good fight for Cruz. I mean,
He's a dog. That man's a dog. I tell everybody every day.
nah, I
He's
like
probably on
Cruz.
my Mount Rushmore just because he's such like an entertaining fighter. He has such heart. Like, again, with the heart, like people who
Yeah.
show that in their performance, and you can see it in their faces, and he just like he's someone where like you look at him, you see like this little guy, but you don't see how vicious he is.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think
true.
he's so entertaining.
Yeah, he's right in your kitchen the whole fight, like, he
Right.
he just
Like,
doesn't give
he
you
gets your
space.
eyes hooked.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how he can work that close because I think he's smothering his punches, but no, he's in there ripping shots and guys are getting hurt, like Rolly, we seen he got hurt, and he went out, man. He went out quick. But, yeah, man, you got Isaac Cruz, Jared Anderson too, he's the next Canadian heavyweight, they're saying.
Mhm.
Jared Anderson's fighting Bacoli. Who else is on that card? David Morrell. David Morrell is the funniest guy to me right now because he's chasing David Benavidez actively. Like
Yeah.
he chased him from one division up. He said, "I
Like,
want
"I'm gonna get
Benavidez."
you. I'm gonna
Like,
get you whether you like it or not."
and I like that. Like I should have mentioned David Morrell to James. That's the type of dude that I think James would be like, yeah, he's an old era type of guy because he wants to fight.
Mhm.
I just think like because he's Cuban and he doesn't have a lot of fights, the fans are like, nah. But nah, man, we should let these guys fight each other when they want to. Like we should stop trying to save these guys. Like,
I
they're
completely
fighters.
agree
They
because
are
I'm
fighters.
sick of, like, the whole 2-year, 3-year beef. "Oh, we're gonna fight this date, JK. We're gonna fight at a later date." Like,
Yeah,
it needs to stop. If you wanna fight, you're gonna fight. Just
yeah,
get in the fucking ring, decide on what, like, how much you wanna get out of the fight, whatever the fuck you need to deal with. but
No,
just agree and handle that shit and
it's
stop letting
true.
it linger, because then it just turns into this whole clickbait social media beef back and forth, and that's not what boxing is about.
Yeah, the Twitter fingers get going.
The Twitter fingers need to stop. Just cut your thumbs off real quick. Like, let's take it to the ring.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even like the social media era because it's taking like the true entertainment of boxing out of it, and it's reeling people in only because there's things going on social media, like, oh, like this happened, he said this that, like, let me tune in.
Mhm. No, that's true. Like, and then they get to the press conference and now they're all buddies because they've been going at each other for years. When we really want to see them going at each other's neck, and like that's why
Right,
that
right.
Hagler and Hearns fight was the way it was, because in the lead up, those guys did not like each other. Like it was just they were talking bad about each other, and the fight was exactly how they felt about each other. They just went in
Mhm,
there and tried to kill each other.
mhm.
But yeah, man, then that's going down, and then
That's kind
who
of
else
like
is on that
that's
card?
kind of like Tank and Garcia, like wearing that shirt, like rematch me, bitch.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Ryan Garcia is a weird guy right now. I don't I don't know what he's doing because it's like rematch you, okay, but you told the world you cannot make 140. What weight are you gonna fight Tank at? Like he's not fighting you at 140, like at all. He saw what you did to Devin Haney. Tank is not coming up for that. So he goes,
Nah, and he doesn't need to. He does not.
no, I don't see Tank moving up anytime soon. Like he said he's comfortable at that weight. Obviously, he made it easy, 133.
Mhm.
Frank Martin looked terrible, so he needs to move up. But yeah, yeah, Ryan Garcia.
What do we think about him?
Ah man, I think honestly, I picked Devin Haney to beat him. I'm not gonna
Yes.
front, but I said to people, if Ryan Garcia wins, it's gonna be good for boxing because it's gonna cause a whole bunch of controversy, and Devin Haney will be a loss. Like he'll get a L, and maybe these guys will fight each other now finally. Because
Mhm.
I think Devin Haney's gonna come back and he's gonna fight T.O. I think he'll still fight the fights. Devin Haney, he's got that warrior mentality to me. So I don't think he's gonna be too discouraged from the loss. But just Ryan Garcia, when he said at the end of the fight, y'all thought I was crazy. Man, that blew my mind. That because I really thought he was crazy. And all
Nah.
the clips I was seeing, and then like he had clips with Derek James. That's what really brought me in. When I saw
Mhm.
Derek James holding his head in the training, like, what's this guy doing? I was like, oh man, it was a setup. Like they wanted Haney to do all this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so this is how I called Haney versus Garcia. I wanted Haney to win because I just didn't support all the craziness that I was seeing.
Mhm.
And I was like, why is he not taking this seriously? Da 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 da. I wanted Haney to win, but I had a feeling Garcia was going to win. And then my prediction was right. And like my whole prediction was right that like I was trying to deny. Whatever.
Mhm.
And what we had like a whole watch party, like watching, we were like, no
Oh,
way.
nice.
No way that happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And so then I wasn't like, I was a fan before, and then he started getting crazy. And then when I met him in Saudi Arabia, I was like, let me see if this guy really is like cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with him? And honestly, my whole consensus is that he's just Ryan Garcia. Like, he's just a silly, goofy guy. And
Mhm.
he was just saying, like, he's unapologetically himself. Like, he just says whatever because who cares? You
Yeah.
know, he just lives his life. I think, like, a lot of the craziness, I think it's just like clickbait because he's actually like super chill. He's just like
Mhm.
a goofball, And I was like, you know what? I respect that because anything that he says on social media, it's like he's just like,
Yeah.
I am who I am. Like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say whatever to entertain myself. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I just gotta respect it. You just, there's just something about you. I'm like, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I mean, besides the fact that he just got arrested for trashing a hotel room, but you know,
I feel like when you got money like that, it's probably not an issue. He's probably
you
out the same night or hours after.
no, literally, like if you got all the resources available to you, why not? I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but like, why not? Have
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Like I don't hate Ryan Garcia or nothing like that because I do think he's a competitor. Like he's fighting the fights. I just wish he'd make weight. That's all. Just be a pro about it.
Yeah,
But like when he
he
said that,
was
I
born
never
to be a
made
fighter.
140. He's like, I've always been
Yeah.
143. I was like, he's right. I get it. That's what Haney bought into, unfortunately. He made weight and Ryan Garcia didn't. But I'm also the type of person that like I moved on from that. I'm not like the rest of the world. People are making videos about Devin Haney's weight draining and all this stuff and Ryan Garcia was set up. I'm like, man, now y'all are opening Pandora's box. Y'all just making a whole bunch of stories that probably don't need to be made because whoever is handling this situation right now in court, it's going to be handled like beyond us. We're not going to see it.
Mhm.
We're just it's going to show up one day. They're going to be a win or it's going to be a no contest. I doubt it'll be a loss on Garcia. It should never be a loss because Haney, I don't care about.
People get too into it. Like
Yeah,
everybody's opinions or sides is gonna matter at the end of the day.
yeah, too
Like
much stock.
it is what it is. We just gotta keep rolling with the punches.
Yeah, let the people handle it. They're supposed to handle it. And like Canelo, even he was another guy who popped dirty, and he got Mexican government to tell them, yes, we pump our cows with steroids. So I mean, he took his suspension though. He sat out for a year like a man, even though it wasn't his fault. And sometimes that happens. I mean,
Mhm,
even James Toney, he popped dirty as well. That's why his fight with Ruiz didn't count.
mhm,
And it sometimes it just happens. You bring in new people in your camp and you don't know where they're from, hoping that they have the right intentions for you. And unfortunately, this could have happened to Ryan Garcia, where somebody gave him something that was contaminated, or they could have did it on purpose to jeopardize him for real. But I don't think that was the case.
mhm.
But I'm like, I'm moving on because you got Turkey Al Sheik here. You got all these other great fights going on. And I'm looking at Turkey Al Sheik like he's gonna unite boxing for the first time ever. Like I think he's gonna make that league. He's gonna buy out most of the companies and he's gonna form us a schedule in
Yeah.
boxing.
He's definitely changing the game. I mean, he's taking the steps to do so
Yeah.
already.
And you were you at one of his events?
Yeah, I was at the Tyson Usyk fight.
Oh, you was at the okay.
Yeah,
So
I went to Saudi Arabia for that.
like I'm Canadian, so I'm not as biased as the American public, but a lot of people are like mad in America that this is going on in Saudi. What was it like over there for the American people?
Oh, okay. So when I found out I was going, I was like, um, what? Like, there's no way I'm missing that. And like, what I learned was that America has these stereotypes, I guess, or
No, absolutely, yeah.
um,
For I
preconceived
mean, good
notions,
reason. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
about Saudi Arabia and like the culture over there and like da 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 da. Like every, but when I went over there, it was nothing that I expected at all. It was
Yeah.
so chill. It was beautiful. I called it New York in a different font because
Mhm.
they're really trying to make it like a tourist destination. You couldn't
Okay.
go a block without seeing a McDonald's or a Dunkin', which
No way.
which I didn't like because I was like, "Wait a minute. I
Yeah,
thought I was gonna see a whole new world," but it wasn't
yeah.
a whole it wasn't really a whole new world, and, like, the people are really welcoming, people are really nice. You know, they changed their laws, like, I believe, like, 5 years ago, like, something recent about, like, what tourists can wear and stuff, like, they're not that strict, you just have to
Okay.
be, like, high neck, you can show your shoulders, it's not a big deal, you don't have to cover
Right.
your hair, it's nothing like that. They actually, like, embrace the tourists over there, like,
Okay, they're
I've
trying
had
to get people to
people
come.
Right. And I had so many like people come up to me and like compliment my outfit or like my hair and like the women there. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, like they're so sweet, you know, but and like the malls are like very much tourist destinations because it's just like all the fashion of like here and
Oh,
they're bringing it over there.
yeah, yeah. They're trying to match it in a way, make it
Yeah.
comfortable, I guess, too. You
Yeah.
know, see the same things you see back home.
Mm.
That's pretty cool.
No,
Yeah, I know a
I
couple of
was
my buddies went. Well,
people said you didn't really experience Saudi Arabia if you didn't go into the town because you
uh,
have to get away from all the tourism that they're building kind of to kind
right.
of experienced it. And I went there like my last day and I
Mm-hmm.
went to like the desert, went camel riding, like ATV riding, and then I went to town to like see like the little shops and whatnot. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is beautiful. Like all the buildings and stuff like that, like the village towns.
Wow.
Beautiful. And forget about the arena. The arena is huge.
Yeah, so like it
Huge.
never really looks big, I guess, because of the way that the camera angles are. But how many people you think it's sitting? Probably 10,000
Oh, no, 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 no.
more.
It was like 50,000 people or something like
What?
that. Upwards of
Oh,
like 60,000 people, if I'm
no
not
way.
mistaken. Because when I was there, like I had I was like being a little photographer that day. So I had a like I was right in the center where they come out for their ring walks. And from
Hmm.
that spot you can see the whole entire arena. And every single seat was filled.
Yeah.
And I think besides like this one little section in the upper left-hand corner wasn't filled. Like
Wow.
it was humongous. I couldn't
Wow.
believe my eyes.
We
And
don't.
from
They don't
that
speak about
spot,
that.
no, they don't. They do not. And from that spot, from where I was like in the middle, I think
Hmm.
I had like 10,000 steps that day because I had to go across the whole entire arena just to get back to the media room. So
Oh,
in between fights, I kept going back and forth, like running back and forth. This place was huge. Had to go up like a billion flight of stairs, like just to
I
get like the full view of everything. It
I
was
didn't think it was that big at all, but like I guess like they never really said the attendance. They never really
yeah.
gave us those numbers.
No, when they named it Kingdom Arena, they really meant a kingdom.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Like,
they just
flip
show
it up.
us like all the celebrities that are sitting on the ground and that's
Right.
it pretty much.
No, they you like when you watch it on TV, you only see like the outside of the ring max.
Right.
Like if they were to expand it outwards, you have no clue how many people are there. It was insane. And they
Wow.
also had like this whole food truck area where everybody can go out and like get food or whatever. That was super cool. It was like a it was kind of giving like a Coachella
Okay.
like a little setup
Yeah,
outside
yeah,
where
no,
you
yeah,
can go
yeah,
get
yeah.
food. Like that was
Trucks all
cool.
outside in line.
Uh-huh. Like it was a vibe. Like I'm glad I went. And I went by myself too. That was my first time out of the country.
Really?
And I went
You were
alone.
all the way to
I was
Dubai.
like, my
That's a
first
long plane ride
destination
on your
is Saudi
first
Arabia.
ride.
24 hours. 24 hours that plane
That's a
ride was.
long
It was
plane ride.
insane. But
Jesus.
I wouldn't have traded that experience for anything because I got to see Tyson versus Usyk, which was I wasn't gonna miss that.
No, that's
You give me a chance to see that in person. I'm not missing it.
yeah,
Um, the rest of the card was great. The people were there were great. Like
yeah.
the culture honestly is beautiful. Like seeing it in person and seeing like all of that, I was like, wow, like this is why
Mhm.
people need to like step back and like embrace other people's cultures because it really is a beautiful thing to get outside your comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know people are afraid of doing that, but, yeah, man, I feel the same way, like, when you get outside, start tasting some different foods and seeing
Mm-hmm.
how people live, like, you get a real
Saudi
respect.
Arabia is definitely not what everybody thinks it is. Like it's beautiful and the people are great. I loved it.
Nah, I agree, man. I agree. I was looking at the whole situation the whole time like, "Man, America needs to stop because" there's a world out here. Boxing is a global sport. We can't.
Right.
They knock Inoue. I'm like, no, Inoue could stay in Japan and keep selling out those arenas.
And so
I
many
love
people
it.
in the audience came from different countries.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
It was like
as a
meeting people
tourist
from
attraction.
completely different places, and it was awesome. And I'm like, we're all here.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
Me
and
being a little New York City girl.
yeah, no, that's great because like that's what the sport's supposed to do. You know, it allows you to go see the world and to embrace other people's cultures. And same with the fighters. Like
Mhm,
they're going to different places. A lot of these guys never been outside of probably the states as well, and
mhm.
now they're going to Saudi. They're going to UK, Japan if they gotta go fight Inoue, and they're seeing different things, eating different things, breathing different
Martial arts
ways.
is such a beautiful sport, and that's why
No,
it
absolutely.
differentiates itself from any other sport that you see.
No, I agree. Yep, it's a global sport for sure, and that's why I'm excited about this turkey guy because he can bring it all together for us instead of the American culture. I know you guys love your boxing, but it's a world sport.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
lot of the top 3 guys are top guys in the pound for pound are mostly like European guys and
Mhm.
guys from different countries. But that's the beauty of the sport, like we said, it's just a global sport.
And you get to meet like uh, every fighter comes from a different background,
Mhm.
different town, different state, different country, all together in this one little area. You never thought in your life that you would ever be competing against a person that lives in a whole different world from you, or
Yeah.
has trained in a whole different type of culture, or whatever. And like fans come to these places, fans travel to these places.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, it's bigger than football and basketball or hockey or whatever, even though those are great sports and they have a loyal fan base within that. Like
Right.
thing is again like a world sport, like a
Yeah.
global
Yep.
sport.
Yep, you got, like, all the Irish fans that travel so much, and a lot of those, UK
Flag,
fans, they
you
love
have
to
the
come to
flags
America.
in every single fight. Like every single fight has their own corner, their
Mhm.
flags and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure the UK fans were definitely out sorry, in full effect in Saudi.
Representing,
Yeah,
representing.
like, they
I was like,
travel.
"Man, this is cool." Like,
Yeah.
Amanda Serrano's fight back in October when I was in Orlando, like, you would have thought, like, the Caribe Royale was Puerto Rico.
Yeah, well, I heard, like, a lot of that area is Puerto Rican people, so definitely put her in the perfect spot for sure.
Perfect spot because her fans showed out. I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what country am I in?" I was like,
Well,
"I
even, like,
didn't
New
know I
York
went on
too.
a little vacation."
Yeah, even, like, I feel like New York's kinda like that too, like, MSG, they got big
Mhm,
fights there, and Serrano, when she fought Katie Taylor, the Puerto Ricans
mhm.
came out.
And
Full
and,
effect.
Zayas's fight
Oh,
2 weeks
Xander,
ago,
yeah. Yeah, Xander. Yeah. Xander. I like Xander,
they
but
showed
then
out
I'm
for
like,
that one too.
we want Xander too, like, my brother's in the same division, so we looking down
Really?
on Xander, we looking at him.
Cool guy, cool guy. That event was fun in itself as well. And Boxing
Yeah.
Hall of Fame weekend was that same weekend. That was
Oh, it
a
was that
great fight
same weekend.
weekend.
Wow, so,
Mhm,
like, Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, Bucks Hall
mhm.
of Fame. That's awesome. That's awesome, actually.
I was I was going from one place to the other that weekend. I was up here because it was like 30 it's like 30 minutes from, Syracuse where the Boxing Hall of Fame is,
Mhm.
and then went to that fight night, went down for, Zayas's fight, came back up for the rest of
Oh,
Boxing
wow.
Hall of Fame weekend.
Jeez,
Got
that's
to
a lot of
talk to
travel.
some great people.
A lot of parking tickets in New York, eh? Or parking paying for parking, I mean.
Like, a pretty penny for one day.
Yeah, I
A
could
pretty
imagine.
penny.
I could imagine.
I
That's
hate I
awesome.
hate having to drive down there because I just wish I could just, like, park up and take the subway, but then New York City is crazy.
I'm
Love
sure
here,
the I was gonna say the subway could be, like, inconvenient sometimes. I'm
especially
sure.
when I have all, like if I have all my equipment and my stuff,
Alright, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the only reason why I won't because
That's
I'm like,
tight. Yeah, unless
That's
you got a
hot.
bodyguard with you.
That's
Yeah, that's what's up. So, I mean, did you get to watch the fights? Xander Zayas and
hmm
Bruce Shushu?
hmm Oh, it
Yeah,
was Shoe York that night. It was Shoe York that
with
night.
Shu York.
Everybody was screaming Shoe York.
Ah, my guy Jahad Tucker, he definitely was on there too. My brother spars with him. Him and his family. I think they're from Long Island actually.
hmm
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So from your neck of the woods, Jahad Tucker.
Love her.
Yeah, man, that was a New York, like a good representation of New York for sure.
It's always a fun it's always a fun time when it's at MSG.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of liked when Haney and Ryan was at the Barclays because like I felt like New York was missing a big fight for a long time. And I thought
Yeah,
that was the fight that I mean, it was a big fight. It was sold out. I mean, there's so much talk about the ticket sales, but I knew it was going to sell out. Like those guys are too big for everybody not to go see. So
right.
yeah, that turned out to be a good turnout for them. They made lots of money, lots of controversy, everything in one bag for a good boxing night for sure.
Right. Exactly what they signed up for though.
Oh, that yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Cuz what who is Ryan Garcia without a little controversy?
nah, and he knows Haney. He knows how to get
It's
under
part
his
of his
skin.
brand, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's just crazy that they fought that many times, 6 times.
Yeah. And I don't think it's about to stop either.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But man, yeah. So I think I'm gonna get ready to get on out of here. Try to get some recharge. But we'll be back tomorrow, I guess.
We'll be back tomorrow talking
Anybody
more
else
boxing
want to
stuff.
tune on in? Yeah, you have to get your links ready. Do you want to
Yeah.
do it this time, or
Yeah, I can set
I
it
can
up
do
this
it
time.
then? All right, that's cool. Yeah, whenever. So yeah, we'll be back again. What time you want to go live again tomorrow?
Probably like 1, 2 p.m. somewhere
One
around
or
there.
two? All right. 1 or 2 is cool with me. I'll be at home chilling, trying to get my house organized still. But yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for sure. But thanks for James Toney again, man. He came through. Obviously he's not computer savvy, but that's all right. We'll get him on the next one on the screen. But the fact that
For
he
sure.
just called me and did it, knowing the situation, shout out to James Toney for that, man. He didn't have to do that. But he talked to the boy from up north and Patricia Duong. Corner Talks.
Corner Talk with Patricia Duong.
Yeah, make sure
Starting
y'all
up.
go follow her on YouTube. Definitely got some great videos up there of Serrano, like she said. She's a big Serrano fan and Jake Paul fan. So go check that out, man, and support the channel. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and yeah, just like talking boxing. That's what's up.
Period.
Peace.